Have you ever been victimized by New Age spirituality?
We've been waiting for you. We've been waiting.
You're gonna want to listen up.
I'm Megan, an intuitive life coach and Reiki master.
I'm Ryan, a professional astrologer, and we want to show you what spirituality is by talking about what it is not.
Con artist.
Yes.
Snake oil salesman.
There are so many susceptible people out there.
And then they're tainted. They're ruined. They don't want to come back to spirituality.
We still have a lot to learn, and we will humble ourselves and learn, I think, every freaking day. This is Clairanoyance,
a podcast of spiritual interference. Have you been victimized by the full moon?
Where?
Welcome to astrology. September's astrology.
Yeah. Somber September. Damn. This is like.
Yeah, it is somber. We're both a little low energy today. So we're gonna try and get this party started. But I'm gonna start off with, it is August 31st. We had the blue moon. If you guys listen to our astrology reports, courtesy of our brilliant resident astrologer, what full moons do. It's a time for releasing, and I was not expecting this chaos that this blue moon brought. And if you've been listening, I've been training for a show, and that is no more. That show is not happening, and that is because of some corrupt pond scum douche canoes that own the federation that I'm competing with. And I can't, no one with a shred of moral integrity can support these people. So 11 months of training. It's not down the tubes, but like, what am I going to do? A photo shoot? This is something, it was like a dream. This was a dream that's been ripped from my cold, dead hands. This stings. This stings. And the full moon, right on cue. Literally, as this was happening, Ryan, I thought of your pretty face, and I was like, I can't even believe this shit. I can. But when the astrology hit so perfectly, and I'm a Pisces, and it was the Pisces full moon, and it was like, oh.
I know, and it's a reality check. It's a Saturn. Hard times. This is not some sort of dream come true, like Pisces, like love affair.
You know what? No, there's not. And I have positive outlooks, I have mindsets, but like rose-colored glasses are so nice, and they've been just ripped from my face as well. And 5 weeks from your show, that is when you are like in the zone, motherfuckers. Like, I am daily focusing, visualizing, doing all. It's like, I have so much time now. Like, I don't, but I do. I don't know what to do with myself.
I just remember being like, that show was like on an eclipse, basically. Like, I was just like, what were they thinking? Like, that show is gonna not.
And my other show too,
go according to plan.
The whole federation, not even just the show, the whole federation is crumbling. Like, what has happened is right on par with what you said for August astrology. But you do dirty deeds, and these people ignore the way they treated a man's death. It's so wild. I don't Google the WBFF and you'll find what's going on. But yeah, so here we are with September's astrology. And I'm sad. I'm bummed, but it's all right. We're going to pop back.
Yeah, as always. I think it's apropos, though, like it is in a way, like Pisces, as like la-di-da as it can be. It also rules the dark and things that come out of dark spaces. Like, it's those kind of.
It's cool. It's cool to see there's a revolution taking place. Like this demise of this global company happened in 4 days. The internet's a wild place, bud.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool to see, per your astrology of August, people banding together and fighting for what's right. And, like taking down the pond scum man. Like, it's very inspiring on one end. I'm like, yeah, go team. And then on the other hand, I'm like, I was on today I was on the Stairmaster for an hour. You want to meet God? Get up, do that. Like just, and
Mm-mm.
I'm like, what? So but I made this fucking promise to myself. So I'm still gonna train like I have this show. So for 5 weeks, I'm gonna train like a psycho and diet down and do all these things for a photo shoot, I guess, because I've got these pretty fucking bikinis that have come in.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
So
Is there like another league or something you can join?
yeah, but not with, like the thing is that every league has like different posing and different suits. So this was all about glitz and glam. And,
Uh,
that's why, and they kept you at a healthier body fat. So I would have to diet down even more, which, last competition, I don't know if you remembered, but I'm a small person and I have a big head. I look like a bobblehead, like I, I'm not trying to just bobblehead around Charleston.
right. Yeah.
So
Well, one door closes, another opens. Bullshit. I fucking hate that phrase.
so but what, like I'm a master of the pivot. So we're pivoting.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, this has taken me a minute to bounce. Usually I can and I am reframing, but I am in my motherfucking Pisces feels. And because I'm a Capricorn rising, I normally like can brush through things. But no, Pisces sun is like, you're gonna feel every goddamn ounce of this. Do you understand? I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems to have been quite a full moon for, I think, a lot of people, just from what I've seen.
What about you?
Um, yeah, mine sucked, but I won't even go there. Let's just say it rules my house of money. So that's been
No.
awesome. Just fucking great.
We're
Um,
depressed. All right, well, let's get into September's astrology, shall we?
yeah, it's not as nutty of a month overall. I mean, there's like interesting stuff. It's just a little more straightforward. Like, I don't want to, nothing in astrology is inherently good or bad. It's like, what happens, and what you make the best of it, really, whatever you can do. But it's just very straightforward stuff, like the themes here. So there's not a whole lot that like we have to cover, but we're going to cover it. There's nothing like prophetic here, I would say. There are a good amount of transits. I forgot to do like the calendar last month, but if you go to our Instagram, I'll make like a calendar for September that's like good day, bad day, neutral day, or it's like favorable, challenging, neutral.
Mhm.
So you can go check that out on our Instagram. Um, and otherwise, like there are kind of just a few themes overall and like different transits that layer into these themes. So first, we're just gonna kick it off with lunations, which lunations are like the new moon, full moon cycles. So since we just had this like shitty ass full moon in Pisces, that means the next thing coming up is going to be a new moon. It's the new moon in Virgo on September 14th. It'll be in the evening. This is an interesting full moon or new moon. New moons are times of new beginnings, planting seeds of intention, making wish lists. Like it's an opening up of things. And
Mhm.
overall, it's honestly pretty sweet. Like since it's in Virgo, Virgo's ruled by Mercury. So the planet that rules this new moon is Mercury. Mercury is still retrograde though. So, but it's funny because it's actually like stopped in the sky. The new moon is on the 14th. Mercury turns direct, meaning it leaves retrograde on the 15th, less than 24 hours after the new moon. So there is kind of like a cool, I want to start something energy, like right at this new moon, but like kind of feeling like a false start or like I can't really do anything. Like I know what I want, but I can't really make a move toward it right now. And then Mercury changes directions the next day and it'll start picking up speed over the course of like the following week. So you will have an opening. It just might be a slower opening than you'd prefer. Um,
Mhm.
and I don't know, it's like it's making a really tight trine to Uranus, which is nice. This is like sudden insights, like a sudden realization could come forward. But again, it's like maybe difficult to implement this idea right away.
Mhm.
Um, and then I feel like like what this could be, because Mercury is kind of stopped in the sky and still retrograde technically. Um, I feel like it's kind of like a going back energy. Like it's a new beginning that's like you're taking a new kind of like radical step, or you've got a big breakthrough idea to fix something that's from the past, like to like retrace your steps, do something that you've been trying to do or get off the ground, but in a whole different way.
So let's be clear. It's like for our relationship girlies or fellas or theys who are like, oh my God, it's gonna be I'm Charles is gonna come back and we're gonna be able to work it and I'm gonna be is this applicable to that, or is it like
Not
no, this is
really.
a pet project? Okay.
Yeah.
Clarification, because people are delulu and they're gonna hear your sweet voice and then be like, oh my God.
No, I mean, Venus is moving forward at this point too, but we'll get to that later. Um, there's relationship stuff that could be playing out, I guess, but Virgo more so is about like your skills. Are you of service? Are you useful? Do you like what are your duties? Like what's the work you're actually doing and is it of benefit to anybody else? So you're kind of figuring out like where you can fill in the blanks a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for yourself, but also other people. Like Virgo's just a sign of self-mastery, but you're mastering the self to do something with that. You're not just like, I'm gonna get really, really fucking good at this skill to just because I like it. Like you're doing it because there's a need out there in the world for somebody with this skill. So you're trying to be useful during this, I think, overall. One thing that I think is mostly interesting with this is like it is self-mastery. So everybody's gonna have their personal stories going on, but like this moon is actually making like connections to all the outer planets. So outer planets move slower and impact us more collectively. So that's what I'm really interested in is like the collective events that might transpire. And new moons start new 6-month storylines, technically. So, like, this is something that we'll see like a Virgo energy starting to unfold over 6 months.
So wait,
With
every new moon starts a new storyline in that. I did not know that.
yeah,
In that
because
sign with that theme.
yeah, because then 6 months from that Virgo new moon, there's gonna be the Virgo full moon. So there's culmination in the Virgo energy that you started 6 months prior at the Virgo new moon.
Well, learning
Yeah.
something new. So every freaking month, you can just blast into your life in a new path. I mean, you could
Yeah.
just constant evolution. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. And it's
good for me.
overlapping, right? Like there's yeah,
Yeah.
every month it's like a new 6 month cycle beginning, but it's a totally different flavor every time. This
Yeah.
one I do feel like will be a little bit more of a collective thing though. There can be like cool because of the Uranus tie and Mercury Uranus, those are both very like they call Uranus like the higher octave of Mercury. Mercury's planet of the mind, but Uranus is like universal mind and like epiphany. So this can be like sudden like tech breakthroughs, information access like happening in this really cool way. It can be like because of the earth sign energy, it's very tangible. So there can be like economic reforms or environmental reforms or, resources, obviously. Like, I think that's such a huge thing right now for people. It's just like, how are we going to live? Like, I feel like I can't go on TikTok right now without seeing people being like, what are we doing? Like, does a middle class even exist anymore? I just saw some this morning that were literally like talking about how these people are like, I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life. I'm making more money than my parents made when they retired, and they were able to retire damn well, and like I'm making more money than that. And like I'm getting
Scraping
like I
by.
can't do anything. Yeah. So it's crazy that people are like, I'm making more money than ever. And I'm paycheck to paycheck. I'm like, it's nuts. So I just think things like that will kind of become a much bigger deal over the next 6 months. I really do. And Virgo also has a lot to do with health. So a holistic health, like your spiritual health, mental health, physical health. So I do think there's an opening in that. And I think a void that needs to be filled collectively, like where we're seeing people taking care of the health more, like we're talking about, COVID cases rising, like that's such a theme right now. So people might be taking more action steps to protect themselves and their their
Yeah, but
physical health in that sense, right?
I think that didn't they say California was they're gonna bring back masks or they're trying
Jesus,
to?
did they? I don't know. I'm a little
I
disconnected,
don't
not gonna lie.
it's not yeah, I just happened to see a TikTok that was like over, over my dead body.
Damn. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like it's apparently getting really bad again. I'm literally not abreast of these numbers, but
But
that
isn't now
but
it's like it's the flu season too, like
mhm.
is this just how like it's just gonna be here? That's how it is.
Yeah. We're moving into colder months. Like it's still fucking hot as fuck here in LA. I won't lie. It's like disgustingly hot here. But we will be moving into colder months, and I think that's just gonna help illnesses spread. I don't know, but also
Mhm.
spiritual health and well-being will probably open up
Yeah.
more. Like Virgo is very analytical and precise and wants logic, but I think there will be a rationalization of irrational subjects, like I think that
Ooh.
will definitely unfold, like the fusion of science and spirituality happening
Yeah.
more, ideally, hopefully, Jesus. Um, and then at the end of the month, September 29th, there's a full moon in Aries. So this is the culmination of a 6-month storyline that started,
Mhm.
6 months prior, when we had the full moon in Aries or the new moon in Aries in March. So you're considering really like what were you doing the last 6 months? This is a weird full moon. I like it. I think it feels very cathartic, but it is stressful. Like, because the moon in Aries in general doesn't really know how to act. Like, it's just like it.
Well, when doesn't Aries know how to nap?
I know, right? You
Listen,
put a
I love Aries too, but like, yeah, y'all the first of the zodiac, the Rams. I've never, you know, female Aries are one thing. Josh attracts all these dude Aries, and it is just like wild hell in
yeah.
like in like the situations they find themselves in. I'm like, how did we get here? Explain it
Honestly, I feel
from
like I know
A
some.
to B. Tell me
Yeah,
how we got here, bud.
I do feel like I know some female Aries who are a very similar way, though. I'm not gonna lie. They just make such impulsive decisions. So, like, no matter what, but you put that full moon in their sign now, and it's like, well, now you're acting out of emotion, and you don't even know what an emotion is. Like, this is not something they're familiar with. So it's a very high stress time. But maybe they'll prove us wrong a little bit here because Aries grows through stress. When they are under pressure, their instincts kick in. It's like the survival instinct stuff.
Ugh.
So, like at its worst, it's like the fight, flight, freeze, like crap version of instinct. But but otherwise, it's like if you're really in tune with yourself and your intuition, like you're going to make the right decisions if you just really listen to yourself. It's not about reacting out of emotion, but it is about like feeling like I'm under pressure. It's now or never. Fucking go. So
Ugh.
I can feel like that will be the
Love that.
case.
I
Yeah,
love it.
it's weird because the moon is making no aspects. It is not touching a damn thing. So it is a pure full moon in Aries, but you always want to look at the moon's ruler, which Aries is ruled by Mars. So what's Mars doing? Mars is in the opposite sign that it rules. It's in Libra. So Mars doesn't like Libra. It's in its fall there. So this is also like a little
No.
concerning. Yeah, because Mars and Libra can be real passive aggressive. Mars is how you put your best foot forward and fulfill your will. That's Mars and Aries energy. But in Libra, it's like motivated to harmonize, keep the peace, but that makes people passive aggressive as fuck because
But
they're
that's
like,
also
I'm
not Mars. Like Mars is like,
right.
I'm here, I'm loud, I'm proud. Like I'm not here to
Well,
keep the peace. I'm here to challenge you.
yeah. So it's not in Mars's nature to
Yeah.
be in Libra, right? But so it'll still be motivated. It's what we're driven to do, but it's gotta operate through Libra qualities, which it's
I
just not
cannot
strong
do passive
there.
aggressive. I am full aggressive.
I
I do
know.
not like passive aggressive. Like I'm like, is there a problem? Like,
Well, yeah, and I think like the thing to keep in mind, honestly, at this is because the Mars is also going to be with the Libra South Node, which is really highlighting this bigger year and a half long storyline that we're now in with the North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra, all that relationship stuff. We discussed this. Go back to the July forecast for more on that. But the Mars in with the South Node in Libra to me is all about being motivated to get rid of, like in the best version of this, it's like Be motivated to eliminate the shit that's holding you back from being like in healthy and productive relationship with other people. It's like, I want that passive aggressive energy to be flushed out of this relationship. Like, you're best in relationship if you are motivated to stand up for your own wants and needs, but also motivated to hear the other person's wants and needs, right? Like, it's very symbiotic. But it's hard to do that. Like, we think that we're being accommodating of someone else when really what we're doing is smothering our own will. So we do need to stand up for ourselves, and that, I think that south node can actually make it beneficial, but it feels hard. It feels like it's not easy because you feel like you're going to rock the boat too much and piss someone off if you are asserting yourself, you know? So that's why we like get passive aggressive. It's not because we want to be passive aggressive. It's just because we think that it's going to save the relationship or something, but really it makes things more imbalanced.
It's funny. I know a Libra right now who says she'll be like, she'll say that she's done something passive aggressive, like on Instagram, and I'll go look at the comment. And to me, it's like the nicest comment ever. And I guess it's just because I'm full aggression. She's like, "Ooh, take that." And I'm like, you literally gave them a compliment and said like how pretty they were. She's like, "Yeah, but there was no emoji." It's like, ooh.
Oh, oh man. She's like, I didn't capitalize any of the sentences. Um, shit, girl. Jesus. I also think there's like a healing potential in relationship here, because Mars is going to oppose Chiron. Chiron is a wound. So a wound in relationship can open up, a wound in your own character, especially because Mars is retrograde in Aries. So it is showing you like internalized wounding related to your own identity. So you might be really looking at yourself and kind of like, no, I know. It's a weird full moon because like it is pure. Like the energy of this will be pretty strong, but there are some interesting dynamics to it that feel clear. So it's like, I think people kind of seeing like their own missteps, like where you are wounded, and because of your own personal wounding, it makes you not act right in relationship, you know? Like that's what I think you're being shown. And but you've got this potential to basically, to be like, damn, fuck, like I'm gonna own that now.
Some recognition.
And I don't want that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe send some text message apologies.
Absolutely.
Know, like, yeah. Get that off your chest, folks.
I think that would be excellent. The other cool thing with this is like, honestly, I really do recommend that because this is very relational, unlike that new moon on the 14th. This one is relational, and this is actually also happening at the same time that Venus and Uranus are squaring each other. These things are not impacting the moon. The moon's not touching Venus or Uranus, but it's a signature that's happening at the same time. And this is a big deal because this is the third time this has happened. And when there are 3 hits, that third one is often the breakthrough. It could be the break up. I'm not going to lie. It could be the resolution in that sense, but it could also be the breakthrough in a very positive way. The first 2 times this happened was July 2nd and then August 8th. So it's good to look back at those dates and be like, what was going on around then? Because you'll likely have a final answer. Yeah, plot point coming up here.
Oh shit. I just thought about the final break. I like that it's either breakthrough or breakup, but it's letting go, like so many people right now are holding on to just so much. I don't think stagnicity is a word, but it should be like, it's just like this vibe. Everyone's stagnant with their shit. It's like your breath stinks because it's coming out your pores. Like, resolve your bullshit.
Peace. I know. It could really be like, I think it's up to you though. That's like the vibe I get from this. It's like each person in any relationship is going to have to be very fucking brutally honest with themselves about their own faults. And it's okay. Like nobody's fucking perfect. So we're looking at our own identity flaws and character problems that we bring into relationship with each other. And we have to be honest with ourselves about that shit, And then the other person has to be receptive of it too. They've got to be willing to accept.
I think that's where people get like, I learn how to set the stage if you're going to do this, guys. Like timing is everything. If you want someone to be able to receive it, make sure, like if you're looking at these heartfelt conversations, or these experiences, make sure that the other person don't just barf up on somebody. Like set the mood, set the emotional mood. And if someone is coming to you and you care about them, be receptive. There's such a tick for tack, and it's like, are you looking to, if you need to get something off your chest, by all means, but are you looking to just fight back with people right now? Everyone's just very emotionally reactive right now.
Yeah, and
Or
that's
the complete opposite. They've buried their head in a hole. It's like, I can still see you.
yeah, in either way, like I don't really like it. Like these aren't new things. Like this is not
No.
going to be some sudden development all of a sudden or a sudden realization of like what's wrong with you. Like what's wrong with you. It's just now you're like, are you willing to address it or not? If you suppress it, that's the breakup vibe with this in my mind. But if you are like pretty diligently approaching this. And this is a big benefit of astrology is preparedness. That's why we do these at the start of the month. Like you got all fucking month to kind of work up to this and like figure out how you want to translate this issue that you might have within yourself and how to talk about that with your partner and maybe have like little discussions, planting those seeds moving into the 29th. It can be a serious, like sudden breakthrough or a very sudden breakup, though, whatever way it happens. And by breakup, it doesn't need to be romantic, right? It can be a like friend issue where you guys
Yeah.
just like split ways. I will say it's not permanent. It doesn't have to be either. Uranus is like a fleeting energy. So it can be like a sudden break. Like there's a severing probably that would happen for a while, but like you could come back together later on in some capacity.
You've done your personal growth. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So own it, bitches, makes you a better person. And if the other person's not receptive of you trying to own your own shit, then that's you needing to be like, you know what? All right, then fuck you. I'm out. I deserve someone better who can
Exactly.
handle
Yeah.
me.
You don't need to be, if you're being vulnerable with someone and that's the response, like pack up your toys
Mm-hmm.
and head home. Find
Yeah.
somebody who wants to play with you.
Mm-hmm.
And now
Mm-hmm.
next on this list is Santa Claus is going on vacation.
Bitch.
Jupiter is the retrograde.
Jupiter going retrograde. I don't view this as a problem, to be honest. Like Jupiter's retrograde like 40% of the year. So it's really like we're familiar with this. But retrograde things get internalized a little more. So Jupiter's, benefits and blessings instead of being outward focused are going to be a little bit more like found within us. So a lot of that inner work and like really growing that inner world and the inner wealth because Jupiter's in Taurus, which rules currency and like our resources. So in my mind, this is really about realizing like we are our own best resource in any situation. And how can you rely on yourself, and invest in yourself better.
Mhm.
I think like for me, like I don't know, this is happening in my fourth house, right? Like what have I been doing? Like considering a move. Like I've been like literally trying to figure out my home life. My fourth house is home, family. Like I haven't really been, not family hasn't been the issue, but it's been more like what the fuck am I doing and my roots and this situation, right? And it's been very like, okay, I'm looking at expanding that, which is what Jupiter does. Like expanding, Jupiter's also the traveling planet, so my home could travel here
Yes,
basically,
come
like
to me.
right. But
Come
then now
to
that
me.
it's going retrograde, it's a little bit more of me being like, well, I'm not going to be comfortable anywhere that I'm planted unless I'm comfortable myself. Like I am my home. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I need to live with me no matter where I physically live. Um, so that's just like what you're looking at. So look at the Taurus part of your chart to figure out, I think, like where you're going a little more inward and realizing that there are blessings there. Like you can
And if someone
believe in
doesn't
that.
have Taurus in their chart, because that's
I,
where sometimes, but we all, so explain that really quick. We all have all the signs in our chart to a
yes,
degree. Like, what, go ahead
we
and
do.
be more eloquent than I am.
Well, we do. Like there are
Yeah.
12 houses and 12 zodiac signs. So Taurus rules an entire part of your life. It's just about like you got to find that space, which is a little complex, like to explain that succinctly, I guess, without like a visual. But the best way I could explain it is like look at your rising sign because your rising sign rules your first house. So if your rising sign is Aries, then follow the zodiac in zodiacal order, which you can just Google what is the order of the zodiac signs. After Aries is Taurus. So that means if Aries rules your first house, then Taurus rules your second house, right? Or if Scorpio is your rising sign, Taurus is the opposite sign of that. So it'd be actually like the seventh sign from Scorpio So
Mhm.
Taurus rules your seventh house then. So you can kind of count it that way to figure out what house it rules and then look up that house and that meaning. And that's where you've been trying to invest and expand, like grow that part of your life, feel more stable and secure and like get help there. But now it's about turning that energy inward a little bit because the outside will grow in accordance too. It's just like you're being a little more reflective now. And this is going to happen until the December 31st, like straight up till the last day of this year. This is kind of
So we're
interesting.
here. Yeah, that is
Mm-hmm.
wild. Like this
Mm-hmm.
is the energy of the planet of abundance and
Can you already
blessing.
can't even believe that we're literally entering like the final quarter of the year.
I
Oh
didn't even
God.
I didn't even think about that. I
I
don't.
know. Though
It's
we'll
still
get to that.
September though. It's not December. Don't do that to
I
me.
know. I know. I know.
Hey, you're going
Um,
to be 95 next
truly,
month.
truly. I saw one person on TikTok put it like this. We're about 4 years out from the start of the pandemic. And I was like, he's like, remember when you were in high school and like you start freshman year and you're like, that's so long until I graduate high school. He's like, that's how long we've like since the initial like lockdown, which like technically was like
2019.
announced in like December of 2019 when this thing started creeping out. Um, so just really interesting, right? Isn't that nuts? Like we're
Yeah.
about to hit the 4 year mark. We've gone through high
Yeah.
school.
We're
Like
seniors. We're COVID
yeah,
seniors.
it's fucking weird. About to graduate, dude. Like what? Oh my God. I can't. So anyway, another thing that I think is interesting with this is, Jupiter really is showing us too, like the issues with on a collective level. The environment, Taurus is planet Earth. So this is really gonna be a thing of
Ooh.
environmental issues because this is the only retrograde we're going to get with Jupiter in Taurus for the next 12 years. So we will be seriously like reversing, looking at the ways we're fucking up and
I
reversing.
was about to say, because there's all these articles right now that's like, we have a sliver of chance to reverse
Yeah.
climate change. I mean, just had a tropical storm come through yesterday here, like the full moon, the tides, there's poop in the rivers. I mean, it's just,
Mhm.
there's forever chemicals
Yeah.
everywhere. I mean, it's
Yeah.
wild to me that people deny science. That
I know it's fucking nuts.
and it's people I know and love too. It's like this is where I'm just like, what are we listening to the same thing? It's like
The earth goes through these cyclical things. It's hot sometimes.
I'm like, bitch, no, yes, the earth gets hot, but
Explain or explain the
ice age. I'm like, I'm not. I'm leaving. I'm just leaving
No, and
because
it
no,
is
you can't.
explainable. Science can explain it. So you're like, fuck off. Like, Jesus. Like, you're fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love things that we cannot explain. I love the stuff that science doesn't know, but I also
Listen.
love science.
I am like I'm taking that quote to the bank. Well,
Good.
it just justifies their views,
Yeah.
their thought processes on it, because everyone wants to believe that they're a good person and that they're doing,
Mhm.
so if you have to take a look at how you contribute to the demise of our home, the planet.
And that's what this is going to be, dude, because like when Jupiter's moving forward, nobody's really looking inward, right? About these issues. This is now going to be that inward focused thing where we're looking at the personal contributions that we're making toward climate change. But also like getting like Jupiter's wisdom. So we're looking at like what how can we increase knowledge and what we know about this stuff so when Jupiter moves direct again January 1st, like that we can start actually
Whoa, it
implementing
goes direct
solutions.
on 1/1. That's
Well,
cool.
the 31st, it's like when
Yeah,
it
because it's like
changes. But
12.
yeah, the first full day will be 1/1.
I mean, I'm
um
at a party.
yeah, I don't know, I think it's really interesting. I think like it makes me think of the like I think it's called like the Gaia hypothesis or the Gaia theory, where it's like Earth is a self-regulating system, and anything that's really like we are part of a much larger organism.
Yeah, we're a fungus, people. We're an out of control fungus, like,
Yeah.
so you don't think that she's going to be like, all right, watch this. I'm going to storm up the mighty ocean and shishamack, here comes some, an earthquake. I mean, there was tornadoes happening. Josh was convinced that there was a tornado near us. I'm like, I didn't really hear anything, but okay. Should I go in the closet?
Fuck yeah. There's like crazy shit. There was like a fucking avalanche tornado. Did you see that? We're having the craziest shit, dude. Like we had fire tornadoes. We've had a hurricane now here over on the fucking West Coast. There was a literal avalanche tornado.
That is fucking terrifying. An avalanche tornado.
Yeah, there's a tornado. Yeah, on top of like a snow-covered mountain. Like it was just like the fuck. Like this is not normal. So
were people skiing? That would be that. I mean, that is some Final Destination shit right there.
I know.
Okay, and I don't even drive behind a log truck, or I don't get next to the cement truck because the cement thing could just wheel right off and smush me.
I was just talking about that with someone else too. It's so funny how we all are so afraid of these log trucks.
Well, rightfully so.
I know. Can you imagine being like the driver of one of those? Like the amount of people that you have just maneuvering around you at all times. Like
probably either very safe. No, it's very dangerous because people will be like, can't get behind this fucker. Like I saw the movie.
I know nobody's just like safely traveling behind one of those trucks at all. I think, yeah, it's interesting to me because like people don't view the earth itself as like an organism. And I think that's really interesting because like if you look at soil itself is like one massive fucking organism. Like it literally is. And we fuck the soil up, like we're fucking up so much of the earth. Who's to say that Mother Earth can't influence weather patterns somehow that's beyond our comprehension and it's gonna wipe us out? Like who the fuck knows? We're fucking things up. Like the earth can be a much bigger predator than we are
all day, baby, all day. Mother Earth, like you're thinking the nice mom, but bad mom could be coming to town.
Yeah, dude, we need to humble ourselves. I don't know. I've been getting like a weird inkling, not even just lately, like in the last like couple years, it's just been a growing thing for me where like, I think if like I had a gum wrapper, I would be like, blip, toss it, like litter or whatever. Like I'm not littering like fucking bottles or anything, but like, like little things, like I never would bat an eye. And now I'm like, put it in my pocket, like, I don't know. There's just like something about it where I'm like, let me not contribute to the trash that's on the ground.
Yeah. Micro makes the macro. Because what if everybody was doing it? Big gum wrappers everywhere.
Totally.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically our Jupiter retrograde. I mean, there's so much more to it. Like we'll see politics become a thing as well. Like probably like food resources, just like your resources in general too. People probably trying to save more, I think in general. This could also be weirdly, for what it's worth, is like a bit of an art renaissance. That would be really cool because it makes sense because in like economic downturns, which is kind of what we're in and could probably really continue to snowball, artists kind of like end up saving the economy in many cases. Like art really transforms and becomes like this really cool source of inspiration for a lot of people. And that's like the creative minds seem to turn on when they're put into that pressure of like, I don't have anything else to do right now. So I do look forward to the art, I guess, that will come out of all of our fucking turmoil. Okay, and then the next one is just that Venus and Mercury are moving direct. So Venus,
hallelujah, baby, come back. This has been. I mean, let's get the planet of love and beauty and and money. Let's get her back. Let's get it right. Let's get it tight. Come back to me, honey.
I've kind of enjoyed the Venus one. I'm not gonna. But it's okay.
Yeah, like born in it.
Financially, it's not been amazing. But relationally, I've been enjoying for the most part what's going. I don't know. I've had the ups and the downs with it, but it's been good for me overall.
Yeah.
I've definitely had clients going through some crazy shit with it. So Venus is going to turn direct on the 3rd. Did I say when Jupiter's going Jupiter's retrograde on the 4th? I forgot that. So it's like Venus goes direct and then Jupiter's like, bye. So they just like flip flop there.
They do a little tag team. Little hand.
I don't want people to think like, oh, okay, yay, September 3rd, Venus is direct. Let me like make relationship moves because Venus just sits there. It's going to sit there at 12 degrees until the 10th. of September. So it's got a whole nother week basically of just not moving. It takes a minute for Venus to start picking up speed. So, and really then Mercury's not going to go direct until the 15th. So in my mind, I'm like, that this whole first half of September, just kind of treat it like the same, like wait until after the 15th before you really start trying to like make some serious moves. But it's good. Like, I think that whatever, got stirred up or fucked up during the retrogrades, it's like you can make amends with people now. You can make amends with yourself. You can just fix things. But I think because of it's Leo and Virgo together. So there's like, what joy do you feel like you lost that you want back? That's the Venus and Leo. But then Mercury and Virgo is a little bit like, okay, well, but let's prioritize because you can't do it all, especially with Jupiter turning retrograde at the same time. Like you cannot overextend yourself.
Practical. Let's be practical. Let's make a list. That's what Virgo say. Yeah.
That's exactly what I think.
Perfect. Beautiful. Which makes sense though, because then you're like, let's complete this task. And you want to complete these emotional, laborious tasks when it comes to love and the relationships in your life.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Some things probably did leave your life that are like, I don't know, that you're like, I don't need to salvage that shit. Like, I don't care to get that back.
There's definitely some things in my life where I'm like, do I want to bring this?
No. Yeah. It's up to you. Like, I mean, for the most part, typically, unless like in relationship, of course, the other person has a say, but like, I don't know, if you want to build a bridge with other people and if there's multiples, like fucking prioritize. Don't try to get everybody in the room all at once. Like it's not going to work. Like go one by one by one, prioritize this shit. And I would like, kind of Virgo style, like get the tougher ones out of the way first. Sort of like when you wake up in the morning, right? You do the hard thing first or whatever it is. I would do that.
Go
and
big.
Then you're trying to, flaunt those things about yourself that you've learned to love in the retrograde. Like you've realized something about your own self-worth. And so trying to better showcase that for other people and for yourself. But then at the same time, also trying to like have healthier routines with the things that went awry, I guess. Like what were the relational issues, right? Not just that you didn't show off yourself, but like, you'd lacked structure or something with your communication or with like consistency somehow or whatever it is. So you are establishing new routines too. So commit.
Do it. Get in it.
Do it. The dates that I think are important. There's just a little list here. I'm just going to list out the dates. I'm not going to go like into each one of them, but September 3rd, that is Venus turning direct. September 6th, Sun conjunct Mercury. That's a really good idea, but I don't know that you're going to be able to implement that idea right then. But like, take note of whatever idea you have. September 6th. September 15th, Mercury turns direct. And then at that point, I think you're really starting to see some forward momentum. Yay. And then September 17th, Venus is going to square Jupiter. Careful of your overconfidence. It's probably or excess overindulgence. September 25th, Mercury and Virgo trine Jupiter in Taurus. This is a really creative solution coming in. Feels very fortunate. So like I like this. Have a conversation.
That's my mom's birthday and Will Smith's birthday.
Yay. Oh, right on. Will Smith. Keep my wife's name out your mouth, bitch. I forgot what his quote was. September 29th, as said, that is the full moon in Aries, but that's also when Venus is going to square Uranus. So that's part of this storyline too of relationship changes. Things moving forward for better or worse there. And then September 30th, Mercury and Virgo trine Uranus and Taurus. This is also a breakthrough, but this feels like a sudden conversation that can be like really cool. Like you learn something that you totally didn't expect about a partner, or you suddenly, like if you've been like kind of keeping something to yourself and you're like, I should disclose this, you might just have this sudden urge to just like come out with it and blurt it to someone. And like, it could be a really great moment of like pushing you past some barrier that like a relationship has been stuck behind. I think. I don't really know. I do think though, like there's like a little bit of poetry going on with some of this where, roll with me on this real quick. Mercury turns retrograde at 21 degrees of Virgo. Okay. So it turned retrograde on August 23rd. Flash forward. The 21 degrees of Virgo, right? Flash forward. September 14th, new moon in Virgo. At what degree? 21 degrees. So between September, like basically this whole Mercury retrograde, you're realizing like something in the Virgo part of your chart that's not working. There's miscommunication or like inefficiencies or whatever. Right before the day before Mercury turns direct, it's like there's now this opening with the new moon in Virgo at the same degree that Mercury turned retrograde. Beautiful for fixing, like, or planting the seed, wishing for a fix, gaining clarity on what you need to fix at that new moon on the 14th. And then September 30th, right after the full moon, Mercury's back at 21 degrees of Virgo, officially meaning like its post retrograde shadow is over. So the whole Mercury retrograde storyline done. You are ready to move the fuck on. I even think like Venus at that point is pretty much at the end of Leo. It's still got a few more days to go. But pretty much by the time September's over, it's like Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, you're fucking moving on, like ready to rock and roll.
Bring in fall with a bang, baby.
Feeling
good if you did the work, or feeling not good, feeling sad, alone.
Yeah, but I would aim for that too. I would really aim to like try and set yourself up for as much success as possible by the time October hits.
Yeah, because you said October is about to get buck crazy wild.
It is, dude. This is just kind of like the last theme, honestly, is like almost like get ready.
Of course, really. October is Libra and Scorpio. And these are everyone villainizes Scorpio. No one villainizes Libra. Because I'll tell you, as the craziest temper, Libra, and it comes out of nowhere. You're like, oh my God, what did you just say to me? Your nice outfit and your matching what? How dare you?
Yeah, Libra's definitely got like a couple sides to it. I don't know why everybody thinks of Gemini is like the two-sided or two-faced sign. It's like a lot of the signs actually have this element to them. But or multifaceted element. I don't know. Libra's just like all about miscongeniality, right? Like, so it's likable. It's likable, very charming, but in an effort to keep that and to maintain a good, like, to save face, it will throw other people under the bus. It will deny any wrongdoing
and unconsciously, like they won't even. I've been like, I was what? That they'll be like, no, it didn't happen that way, and they'll say things so convincingly sometimes that you're like, I'm sorry, I thought I was there. Was I not there?
And again, you think of it like, you know how like Aries is the opposite of Libra. And so, Aries literally rules survival instinct. So Aries doesn't really care about how it looks. It looks wrangly and messy and like just like a fucking crazy
raw,
bitch.
Authentic,
but it's making moves in its own best interest. It will fuck you over. It doesn't matter. It's all about its own survival. Libra, opposite that, also about its own survival, but it knows how to keep the appearance, the social etiquette, the grace. It's all about reputation saving versus like, it's not in this survival mode. It's more about like social survival. So I think that's kind of interesting. And we're basically like, before I just tease October really quick, we are moving into Libra season in September. This will be September 23rd. The sun moves into Libra. This is a big deal because it's the fall equinox. I think like the only thing I really want to say about that is that's halfway through the zodiac at this point, and moving from the first half of the zodiac to the second half is a significant moment. Because
that's interesting because I feel like the spring and fall equinoxes don't get enough attention and love as the winter and summer, because everyone's like, winter is now, it's the shortest, darkest day of the year, and now we're going towards the light, and then it's like summer, celebrate. Yes.
Yeah, but you're right. Like, it's funny, like I don't know why they don't get as much, because it's like at that first day of summer, longest day of the year, right? Sun's out like for as long as possible, but then the days start fading right after that. Like as soon as summer hits, the light fades. Like it starts fading. So this is the point where the days flip and the nights flip. So where all of a sudden we're getting more nighttime than daytime.
Hello, darkness.
Yeah, my old friend. Right? Isn't that what you're singing? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so it's interesting. I'm like, I don't, symbolically, this is really interesting. Like Libra season it's the sign of marriage and partnership, right? The most amount of fucking weddings happen in Libra season. Because
Really?
people come together, and this is like one of those cool things that is ingrained in us too. It's another like kind of survival instinct. Like people don't really think of Aries or Libra as survival, but it's on that axis of survival but it's survival with others. Like Aries relies on itself. Libra's like, I need you to help me. So going into fall, this is a time of harvest, right? And so symbolically, weddings are a time of two individuals coming together. And so you think of like harvest, where it's like, okay, let's get all of our crops. Let's like get our resources and preserve what we possibly can to get us through these darker days and these winter months together. Like you're better together in those darker times. Whereas like Aries has an easier time surviving on its own because it's like daylight, you got the sun shining, like it's just easier to make these moves by yourself, and like things are blossoming. Like Aries knows how to survive because it's just built in that time of year. Libra, it's like let's combine what we have because we're better together. So that is like an element of this. People will come into community more and more and more as the year winds down. And I like that. Like I really like Libra. It does show us the benefit of partnership and all that. But it's gonna South Node in Libra. It's also gonna show us where we're dealing with some like partnership issues and where we suck at collaborating and teamwork. If we're truly, and then we go into October, which we're gonna have a whole fucking month on. I'm next month I'm gonna come like well prepared with like a couple really cool stories or something.
I think it's kind of nice though that like this month is a little bit more chill because we have just,
well, it's not even chill. Like it's kind of potent, but it's just clear. Like it's not like, I don't think it's like,
listen, just Virgo and Virgos be Virgo and here's a clear month for you. Here's your list.
Yeah, it's like I'm not saying it's easy, but like it's clear. The energy is pretty fucking black and white.
But then Libra and Scorpio are like, no.
Well, and it's eclipses in October. We got 2 fucking eclipses, man. So it's a weird eclipse season in October. So you got some big shit to look forward to, and like planets changing signs. It's a lot of energy in October, like probably one of the craziest months of the year. So yeah, honestly, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's where it's like those harsher times, those darker days are coming. So get ready as we move from Virgo into Libra in September. Preserve, prepare, get your networks in order. Yes, harvest.
Get together so you can have a community to support you.
Fuck yes, dude. Like
isolation doesn't do anybody a favor.
I want to talk about that later. We need to get our toxic masculinity episode up. I kind of want to do like masculinity and like masculine and feminine together in like one episode or something. But have you seen all that shit on TikTok lately about like all the girls like ragging on the dudes because there's an epidemic of loneliness for men? There's an epidemic of loneliness for everybody, but all these girls are just like I haven't seen one guy talk about this, by the way. It's just all girls have been like, so apparently there's an epidemic of loneliness for men. Boo hoo, dudes. Like, fuck you. Where are your bros? I like just trashing the dudes, and I'm like, I don't even identify as like, I know that's what I think, but all these girls, and I've been like wanting to say something about it, but I'm like, I'm just gonna get ragged on because they're just gonna look at me like a dude, and I'm like, I'm not that though. Like gay guys really definitely deal with like a level of isolation from like day one, so I'm very familiar with it. But also, this isn't just a man thing. Like this is a full blown epidemic of loneliness for everybody. And when did women get so like calloused about this? Like, are y'all okay with like just being lonely as fuck? Like,
I'm taking that class on divine feminine and divine masculine, and the thing is that like women have been conditioned to be so in their masculine now that it's just like, you're sad, that's not going to be,
and dudes have fucked them over.
Totally. I mean, not to discount, but at the end of the day, everybody wants a partnership. And so the way everyone's going about this is insane.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny because like the perspective I've seen from women, it really is very heteronormative, everything that I've seen about this. But it's like they're basically, I think, claiming that men feel lonely because women don't want them. You know how like women are kind of like staying single and all this stuff. It's very true.
That's true.
But they keep making jokes like, where are your boys, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, but there's an epidemic of loneliness for everybody right now. And that is like, I guess the difference is like, do women have better friendships? I guess, like that you can rely on that. Like guys don't have that. So like why
Yes
make
and
fun of
no,
them for
yeah.
it? I don't really
Well,
know.
and it's
I'm
at the end of the day, it's a human being. I mean, I think that when they're making these videos, they're literally just coming from that dating perspective.
right.
Because, I mean, but once again, you watch what you put out there in a public space like
That's
that.
it. I know. It just like
I
sucks.
mean-
Like, I mean, I'm thinking about all the fucking lonely ass people who have never, the guys who are quote unquote rejects of societies or something, who have never had a girlfriend and have no friends, and they're seeing all of these people saying this shit, and I'm like, they're gonna off themselves, man. Like, come on, you are like enabling.
110%. And then also,
this is not okay.
No, it's bullying. And at the end of the day, that shit pisses me off, to be honest.
It pisses me off so much. I'm like trying to figure out what to do about it. I don't know. I just think we need to do an episode on masculine, feminine, the integration of all this stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And also the spirituality of friendship. I like that episode theme too, that we've got like kind of brewing. Because that's a big deal too. Anyway, that's a little tangent. And that's it. That's September. That's September. Somber September, bitches. It doesn't need to be. I think like we're gonna experience some like momentum moving forward. There is
you could have some silly moments. You could have a silly September. You know, you could have these once you do the work on the relationships, you check off your checklist, you can have a silly September, but until then it's somber.
Yeah, and I do think the first half of the month is going to be a little rougher than the second half. I think a lot of the solutions and the silly comes in the second half, the somber in the first half. Though I do like right around September 6th. I'm not going to lie. The Sun conjunct Mercury retrograde is actually a really cool realization about something. I don't know it that whatever you're realizing or the clarity you're gaining can be implemented at that point. You might have to wait until the second half of the month, but something really cool seems to be a brew-in for a lot of people at that point. So that's nice in the first half.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Well, you got your marching orders, peeps. You got them from the best astrology wizard on the planet. So get to it and get ready for October.
We're doing it and we're tired. Yeah. We're tired.
Yeah, we're showing up sad.
Damn,
sad,
man.
tired.
But we're still here for you.
I was about to say we're still showing up.
Yeah.
I mean, straight pity party yesterday. And you know what? Be a good person. How hard is it? Yeah, be nice to people, man. You never know when you're gonna need that kindness back. Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Damn, I agree, man. Well, okay. Much love to everybody. Oh, and go review us and go book us and all the damn things.
Yeah, we need it. We love you.
Support us. Share this. Send shit to
Support
friends.
Us, love us. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We're having a time.
Fuck yeah, we are. You know what? And just for fun, if you email me and you want an astrology reading, email me. I'll give you I'm calling it now, a 33% discount on the reading of your choice. Email me and you'll get a custom code to get a special discount. It's only for the true homies listening to this shit.
Oh yeah, for the MVPs. You know, I'm gonna do the same. What's gonna be our code word? You 33% off, baby. You know, like I just raised my prices. So what's our secret code word? You got to the end of this. What's our code word that they're gonna say? They're gonna email or call.
Silly September.
Silly September. Silly. Yeah. So there you go.
Email us. Silly September in the subject. And with a screenshot showing that you've rated our podcast 5 stars, by the way.
You're so brilliant. Yeah. Rate it. Follow us on socials. We're open. Okay, you got 33%. You got to put in some work. So rate us, follow us on socials, and then Silly September. Shoot us a message. Boom. Yeah. That's how you get it. What a deal. Yeah.
Love it. This is how we spread the love.
Great job. All
right.
Toodaloo,
friends.
Good luck and Godspeed.